Joining me now is NBC News health and medical reporter Berkely Lovelace Jr., who's been digging into this, and I read your piece on NBCnews.com that really helps to explain what's going on here. So the president said in his remarks today that prescription drug prices will drop, quote, almost immediately. How realistic is that idea?
Yeah, so he did say that White House, they actually walked that back a little bit. They actually said we expect relief very soon, and we expect the drug makers to come to the table very soon, so not exactly immediate. But there are questions on whether or not Trump will be able to get this done and whether he has the legal authority to do this. Right now, you'll recall the Biden administration negotiated drug prices under Medicare, but that was passed under Congress, not an executive order. And so this policy from Trump is much broader. So he's saying that it will not only go after Medicare, but also will go for drugs under Medicaid and private insurance as well. He even mentioned the weight loss drugs, Ozempic and Wegovy, saying that they'll target those as well. But there's still a lot of questions of whether or not he has the authority to go after all these drugs under commercial markets as well.
So I'm curious about the reaction to this. We know the president signed a less aggressive version of this executive order during his first term. There was pushback from the drug medication industry at that time. How is the pharmaceutical industry responding this time around? How might they respond going forward?
Yeah, so as you know, they did block Trump's original version of that plan as well. And so they are already pushing back now. We're already getting responses. AstraZeneca responded today to us. Pharma, the drug industry trade group, also responded to us. They said that we should instead focus on insurance companies and middlemen rather than pharmaceutical companies, which is a very common line of argument from them. No lawsuits yet, but we should expect some more lawsuits to come.
Yeah, I want to play something for our viewers, something the president said earlier today. Watch this.
The pharmaceutical companies make most of their money, most of their profits from America. Basically, what we're doing is equalizing. There's a new word that I came up with, which I think is probably the best word. We're going to equalize, where we're all going to pay the same.
So, Berkely, can you sort of help us fact-check some of what we just heard here from the president, this idea that Americans are paying more than folks in other countries, or pharmaceutical companies are making more from Americans here. What exactly are the differences sort of between what other wealthy nations are spending on medication versus the U.S.?
Yeah, so that's actually true. So we do have the highest drug prices in the world. We pay something like up to 10 times more than what other wealthy nations pay. A lot of that has to do with the fact that drug companies in the U.S. have had free reign to charge whatever they want or whatever the market will bear. Other countries, other wealthy countries, they often negotiate their drug prices. And so I do find it interesting, though, that the Trump administration has not been supporting the Biden Medicare drug pricing negotiations because they are able to negotiate prices under Medicare. I think today on the White House call, they called the pricing negotiations inadequate and said that this policy instead would be much broader. But that policy was passed under Congress, so it is a viable avenue for them to target. So it's something that I'm watching as well to see whether or not they end up supporting that as well as along with this.
And a lot of other people are watching. We know so many families are impacted by these costs of medication. So Berkely Lovelace Jr., we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.